I say yo chat. Yo YouTube, what is good? We in here again with another react. We reacting to Greed Ego and the End of an Empire. Basically how Faze Clan fell apart. This vid's from Golf Cart. Go check him out if you haven't already heard of him. Super cool vids. This vid's probably super fire. He always makes the production and the script and everything he writes for it super like detailed and well done. So I'm sure we'll learn a lot of new shit. And then if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button for more reacts. We be posting clips as well, but we're gonna start doing more reacts and stream content. We're gonna start posting it on here. So yeah.
The day that Faze Clan uploaded their first video to YouTube, the world was a completely different place than today. I mean, Instagram didn't exist,
Yeah, man.
Minecraft hadn't officially released, and
A different era.
Drake was yet to drop his debut album.
Oh hey, what's up? It's Faze Temper.
For over 15 years, Faze Clan has constantly sat at the top of the internet's food chain like some sort of unkillable giant.
Damn.
Faze Clan.
When it all went downhill right here, moments before disaster. Shit.
A few moments later.
But I guess the saying is true. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
That same night, home cooked.
Over the course of just 72 hours, every member left the org.
I officially left Faze Clan.
A 15-year
Yo, this is crazy. This wasn't even a month and a half ago. They're already off doing their own shit. They're doing well though. I was sure they're gonna do fine on their own, but damn, it's just like Faze is just gonna basically just killed itself.
dynasty ended,
Faze Clan ended. It's gone.
and down went Goliath.
How does that happen?
Not sure, brother.
How do you kill the unkillable? Is it money?
Wait, did he get them on interview for this? No way.
Where's the money? Where is it?
Is it greed?
I don't really know what's going on.
Bankstein.
How does the biggest org in the world get replaced by a talent agency?
I decided to leave DraftKings.
Hold on. Before we get into this video, none of this shit. I'm not defaming you guys. I'm just giving my opinion. This is not defamatory. This is not. Actually, I don't even know if this is just gonna work. Never mind. Fuck that. I'm being stupid.
Launch hard skill.
When it comes to Faze Clan, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, you're
English?
talking about 15 years of problems
DraftKings.
building up until its final death. So before we really dive into the good stuff, we need to get everybody on the same page, at least on the important stuff. But don't worry, we're gonna speedrun it. Ready? On a macro level, you have two eras of Faze. There's OG Faze and there's new Faze.
Yeah, OG Faze was good up until I'd say like right after Tfue left is when OG Faze started going really downhill, and right after December is when new Faze went completely off the rails. But they've been going off the rails behind the scenes, I guess, so they never fixed completely. Bankstein just covered it up, allegedly.
When it comes to OG Faze, there's four names that matter the most: Apex, Temper, Rain, and Banks. They're the founding fathers.
Rain's
They took
Bongo.
Faze from a clan tag in Call of Duty lobbies to one of the biggest names on the internet.
Faze Clan. Faze Clan. Faze Clan.
Together, they built one of the earliest blueprints for
I forgot they have Bronny on there too. LeBron James talking about Faze Clan.
social media, pioneering things like content houses, and paving the way for the next generation of creators. OG Faze reached the heights that it did because of how genuine it was. When they first started this whole thing,
OG Faze
being an
was something
influencer
different.
wasn't even a thing, and neither was the money that came with it. But as the
They basically built the first content house too. Like they created the concept of a content house.
internet changed, OG Faze died alongside it. As social media became a business, a crippling domino effect started.
This guy got introduced by somebody that everyone really trusted.
The founders brought someone in to help them grow as an actual company.
Who found these guys? I'm pretty sure in the last video Golfort made, he said it was RB17 and Temper. So those two are the ones who are always getting involved in this shady ass shit.
Seb came in and immediately started divide and conquer.
That original CEO brought in more people, brought in investors until eventually it was too late.
That. Hold on, let me go back to that photo.
That
Hold on,
original
hold on.
CEO brought in more.
This person I recognize. This is from the first video. This is from the first video, and this is Tammy. She like a lawyer or something, so I don't speak badly about her, but yeah, I don't know who the fuck these other three people are though. I think him right here, isn't he a billionaire who got like scammed?
More people, brought in investors until eventually it was too late.
Something
I
like
literally
that.
heard with my own ears, people that got hired within a
Something like
month
that,
or
right?
two saying we don't need the founders.
The founders were essentially stripped out of their own company, and the friendship that Faze was built on was shattered because of it. The corporate leaders took Faze public, and it started out hot with a $1 billion valuation.
And
Oh yeah, they went public. Yeah, no one bought them shares. I'm not gonna lie, I did not take that shit seriously when they went public. Just because I don't know. I feel like gaming, like orgs like this, are not like a viable business that would be invested properly in the stock market and actually function and profit.
You know,
But within a year, the stock plummeted. The company was on the verge of being delisted, and bankruptcy was right around the corner.
Yeah, because they're bleeding so much money, signing dumb people that they don't need too, and they were getting terrible sponsorships, and they had terrible negotiation, terrible people on the back end. It was just a money grab.
While that sounds horrible, it was actually the best case scenario for Faze.
Yeah, because it was worth
This was the
nothing.
brand's second chance. The company was run into the ground because the people running it didn't understand it. This rock bottom was the birth of New Faze. To fix the problems behind
Yeah, I gotta say, Golf Cart has super fire editing and like production on his videos. Like you could tell.
the crash, a company called GameSquare acquired Faze and put the people who knew it best back into leadership roles. The founders were back driving the ship.
We're taking this back.
Yeah.
And we're running
I smell cap over here.
it the up, and your boys got plans.
For the past 2 years, we've watched his Faze clan return to its former glory, dominating the internet as a group of friends who really seem to be having fun making content. Or at least, that's how it seemed. Because we've now, for the second time, seen Faze clan crash and burn. Except this time, I don't really think it's getting back up.
It's sad, bro.
Yeah,
This really did mean something.
this shit is fucked, bro.
So how does that
He
happen?
had the shit
How do you
tied
get a
up on the
second
crane.
chance, do
I'm
everything
laughing.
right,
I was
and
actually,
still
I
end
felt the
up
worst
here?
for
Well,
Adapt.
what I've come to realize is that the
Adapt is the
revival
one
of
who
Faze didn't
did
play
not
out quite
deserve
how it
that.
was
Like, he did
marketed. And to
everything for
best explain
Faze.
it, we've got to start back at the blank slate, just a few months before the GameSquare acquisition.
I hate how Banks kept this all covered up and just acted like he owned everything. You could have just publicly said, "Oh yeah, this is how it is." Or was there something against you that you signed saying you couldn't like? I guess we'll find out soon enough. A couple
This
years.
puppy is crashing harder than DB Cooper when he jumped out of that airplane.
Sure.
A 95.8% decrease. It is disastrous.
So early 2023, Faze's stock is in a freefall.
Yeah.
Mass layoffs are happening left and right, and all of the Faze members
Well, yeah, because they had a bunch of randoms. They had to cut the staff.
are publicly trashing the leadership.
It's such a privilege to be in Faze, right?
It's a mess. The board finally realizes it's over. They're bleeding money. They've got
Yo, I didn't even realize that's how much money they bleed just on teams.
no plan to turn it around, and no investment bank wants to
A month? Who's main Spider-Man Marvel Rivals? You gotta be cracked. Bro, stop talking about this random ass shit. Chat, y'all just be trolling.
It's such a privilege to be in Faze, right?
It's a mess. The board finally realizes it's over. They're bleeding money. They've got
Damn,
no
bro.
plan to turn it around, and no one.
Yo! What? $756,000 a month? You're bugging, gang.
Investment bank wants to touch them. So they do the only thing left. They start shopping the company around, basically looking for someone willing to make Faze their problem.
I don't know
Okay.
how long it was until the GameScore stuff started, but
So
I
they
think
basically tried
for the
to
first
sell
time
it.
in a long time, us
Corporate
four
people.
founders kind of were talking, active.
Okay, this is one of the core problems. They built a friend group that's supposed to be Faze Clan. It's just supposed to be a group of friends that it should be. That's like main core of it, but they fell apart. That hurts the whole thing they're going for.
At that time, I sure remember even Banks posting a picture of us four saying up to something. And it was like us four outside of like a mirror. There was like an elevator.
Damn,
Nothing's
bro.
in stone yet. We're still figuring things out. But
So
I
good for
pray and I
Rain
hope
and-
that things do. And I just genuinely
Like, he
believe
gets
they
a-
even if
Rain gets a lot of hate because of what he like did online before, but it's like he went through that shit for a reason, bro. Because people fucked him over that he didn't think would ever fuck him over. Shit fucked up his mental health. Like it has to do something with mentally. Something happened with Rain. There's no way.
things go south, as long as we're unified, we're all on the same side, I think in the end of the day, we'll win. I just genuinely do. I don't know what it is. It's just something's telling me, my soul's telling me everything's going to work out. I believe it.
After we met as a group of four for all these months trying to figure out what to do next, decisions were made, things happened, and then really, Banks took the reins and then it was kind of like just a big show at that point. And I'm not necessarily saying that in a good or bad way. I'm just saying that's what happened.
The founders got together and came up with a plan to take Faze back. They worked together to write a term sheet and pitched it to the board. Ultimately, the board said no, and the conversation shifted to an offer from GameSquare.
And I blessed GameSquare coming
At least
in and
that's
buying
good.
it because Kenna came to me before there was any purchase made and said the only way that we're going to do this is if you're the guy who's going to run it.
That better
The
chat.
deal looked simple enough. GameSquare would buy Faze Clan for $14 million in an all-stock transaction. They'd bring the founders back, put them in leadership roles, and let them actually run the company. The board approved it, 3 founders signed it, 1 didn't. Now, building a business...
That one person who didn't sign it, see? Y'all can hate on him, but he was making the right decisions. He just didn't trust those people. He was trying to do the right thing, but I feel like people just got greedy.
on social media is harder than most people think. I mean, growing a following is one thing, but actually making money from it is a totally different beast. That's where WAP comes in. WAP is an internet market designed to run every part of your online business. You can sell a course, send invoices, launch a private community, or even offer coaching all in one place. What makes WAP stand out is seamlessly.
Alright, we'll just edit this out. I ain't gonna lie.
Like tapped out.
The new streamers, the new guys,
like corporate coming back in and Faze being
corporate coming back in of 1,000,000% against
you. If you're ready to take your side hustle seriously, check out WAP at the link below. So were you actively like fighting against it, or were you just like tapped out?
The new
messed up the snipe YouTube, so the ad gonna get skipped.
streamers, the new guys,
built-in ad. Corporate coming back in and Faze being
corporate coming back in of 1,000,000% against the corporate shit. The new guys I was not against.
Once that.
Yeah, didn't Rain literally recruit? Didn't Rain literally recruit? Yeah, no one was ready for this video, bro. Didn't Rain literally recruit Ron? Pretty sure Rain recruited
Acquisition
Ron.
was announced, the PR-loaded articles started rolling out. Apex, Temper, and Banks working together to revive the brand.
They gave us a chance to revive the brand again. Like 100,000%.
This is gonna be a movie, and I plan to make everybody who thought they caught a bag and caught a lick on your boy look like a retard and feel dumb.
Behind the scenes,
bro, it's crazy how he lied to everyone's face.
GameSquare made a move that would change everything. They took Faze Clan and split it in two. Esports,
like, he could be right now, but like no one's gonna believe him now.
And social media. For years, those ran under one roof. Now they were separate entities. Esports stayed under the original legal structure, but the content side, the streamers, the houses, the whole culture of Faze, fell under a brand new company called Faze Media. When does...
So, from what I understand, basically they just got acquired by another corporate company, but they had some interest in that company. I guess banks and some other people had some interest in the company, so they had a little bit more creative control and control over what went on inside.
Matt Kalish coming in the picture.
Literally, I don't know. They are both from Lowell, Massachusetts. They met somehow. They bonded over CryptoPunks. Next thing.
So see, I don't know, something weird is going on.
I know he's investing $11 million.
We're missing something.
Days after the acquisition
That doesn't
finalized,
just happen.
GameSquare sold 49% of Faze Media to Matt Kalish, the co-founder of DraftKings, for $11 million.
That whole structure of how that went down, I was not informed. I was in the picture. if you go look at the picture of the article, I was...
See, like, this is what I don't understand. If you guys are friends and you're doing business together, why did they not know that you borrowed $10 million with the guy you're doing business with?
standing in the picture. But did I know anything about that article?
It's just weird business practices, bro.
Or the detail that was happening? No, not at all.
By late April, the revival began rolling out. Faze wiped most of their roster clean, leaving just a handful of OGs. Then they announced the new roster, a group of streamers that weren't as well known online.
Richard, hey, let's have a chat. You dropped the roster, bud. I think you also dropped the ball.
The internet was quick to voice their opinions, but Banks had a vision and he was sticking to it.
I can't apologize for doing what feels right. I can't apologize for wanting this to be fun again. I can't apologize for trying to do right by the brand. If it was the right decision to step away or get out of the way, I would do that in 2 seconds because I'm indebted to Faze Clan. I've seen Faze be mismanaged and abused.
Look at his eyes. Is he reading a script, bro? Hold on.
It's because I'm indebted to Faze Clan.
What is he reading here?
I've seen Faze be mismanaged and abused.
Nah, bro.
The life sucked out of it for so long that like All I want to do is
I'm seeing the signs now that I look back. Seeing the signs.
Because it deserves to.
He knew if you take a group of guys, throw them into
You capping, Banks. You capping. Allegedly.
an environment where everything is carefree, let them have fun, and capture it on camera, it works. It's the same strategy from the Faze in the York house. He was just trying to recreate that. With that $11 million from Matt K.
Yo, this was like one of the coolest shits I've seen. Even though everyone was hating, this was a good group. You could tell they took it far. They might have not known some of these people, but like Rage, Silky, established streamer. Ron, established streamer. Max getting up there. He's like a rising star. The other two, little bit newcomers, and then it was the OG. Like, it was a perfect mix.
Faze created the
Like
perfect
K-Song,
environment.
too.
They rented an LA mansion, paid for content ideas, hired an entire support staff, removed any stress about money or bills, and just let the streamers make the best content possible. By the end of 2024, it had worked. The new Faze
Classic,
roster had
bro.
taken over the internet.
Classic
Their clips
chat.
flooded TikTok. Their streams became some of the biggest on the platform. They all set new peaks, breaking viewership and subscriber records. At the Streamer Awards, FaZe Clan was named the best content org. Banks' vision was proven right.
You guys have heard the story a million times. I guess I can run it through one more time. We got stolen from us, me and my boys. Shout out Tommy, Rain, Apex. Got it back. Did the only thing that there was to really do, which was wipe the slate clean, hit the reset button, give the fresh start.
Look at this, bro. He had this many people trusting him. And he called himself the mastermind when K-Song and Rage put it together. It's insane.
People told us we were dumb. People told me I
That's
was ruining
weird.
FaZe. People asked me, who the is Lacey? Who the is Black Boy Max, Stable Ronaldo? Who the is Silky? I guess now they know. Damn!
My worst year turned into my best. I ended
Ron, man.
up peaking at new levels that I never thought I could hit.
I love
You know,
Ron makes such good content. Like this year, Ron been on a run, bro. Like ever since FaZe dropped those boys, Ron has not dropped the ball, bro. He's been on it this year. I hope he keeps going, bro.
I met all my friends here
He's
that
from Jersey,
I like
so
to call
shout out.
family. And I retired my mom this year.
This year has been crazy. Y'all changed my life, obviously.
Yo, it's actually crazy how fast Jason blew up. Hope he's doing okay after all those sand fleas on that island, bro. I remember I was uploading clips for that island, and I was looking through the streams and the VODs, and when you see the clip where he like shows his sand fleas, it's bad, bro. It's bad.
This
Hope he
is
didn't get like an
this is
infection or
fire.
anything
This
from
is
that.
fire. We going for more awards next year for sure.
But as 2025 came into the picture, things started to shift. And to understand
Yeah,
why, we
award.
need to talk about money. Specifically who owned what and who was left holding the bag. When GameSquare formed FaZe Media, it started as a textbook 51-49 split. GameSquare moved all of FaZe's IP, logos, and trademarks into this new entity and kept 51% control. Matt Kalish invested $11 million for the other 49%. That cash went straight into FaZe Media's bank account, funding the
10 mil.
houses, the staff, the whole revival. Simple enough. But then in June 2024, a third player entered the game. Banks wanted his piece, so he took out a $9.5 million loan from Matt Kalish.
Okay, on June 17, 2024, the company entered. Oh shit. M40A3. Okay, so he had tranches. Yo, he was doing okay. Okay, from what I'm understanding, chat in YouTube, bro, Banks was just borrowing money without asking anyone and saying FaZe needed it, and he got taken advantage
Then
of.
used it.
Then he probably needed the money back. He needed to recoup the money for the loan. He's like, shit, well, I can get it from the FaZe boys, which is who I invested the money into. Okay, that works if you told them you did this and you told them, okay, it's going to take 20%. You can't do it after. So clearly Banks is in the wrong here. It exposes him.
To buy out exactly half of GameSquare's stake, making him a 25.5% owner of the company.
Diamond hands by GameSquare. But if Banks has been involved in this process since day one and gave GameSquare the blessing to buy the entirety of FaZe Clan, as he has said, how the did he end up letting them sell an eighth of the business back to him for basically $10 million when they bought the entire thing for 14?
Yo, yeah, when you put it like that, see, he's dumb. He made a dumb business decision. He turned around, sold the company for 14 million, then bought back into it at a valuation of 80 million when he knew it wasn't worth 80 million.
Like, why
He got
give
greedy.
GameSquare your
Dog,
blessing to
let me
then
get
turn around
involved in
and
this
buy
cash
an
grab.
eighth of the company?
Well, I think the most
Please.
obvious answer is the correct one here, where it wasn't planned and
You can't cash grab with Matt Kalish, bro. Yeah, it probably wasn't planned, but you can't cash grab like that, like he will. Like, he had all the leverage. What, you think he's just gonna help you?
things just started happening and you took advantage of it as things popped up.
Here's the thing. Unlike Kalish's original 11 million, which went into building Faze Media, Banks' 9.5 million didn't help the brand at all. So that money went straight to GameSquare's corporate balance sheet. GameSquare got paid, and they were willing to sell because they'd already gotten what they wanted. Listen to the CEO of GameSquare say it himself.
Really, there was two main assets, Faze Esports and Faze Media. The Faze Media side of it was an asset that we helped clean up, but for us, in the public company environment, our focus was on Faze Esports. Gives us real reach with audience. Faze Esports is profitable.
I don't know if Faze Esports is profitable. First of all, let me say that I don't think any esports org is profitable overall. But content, maybe esports is. Content less likely to be profitable unless you're putting in real sponsorships, doing real shit. You know, we saw 100 Thieves collapse similar way, or not collapse, but the valuation collapsed. But yeah, the restructuring towards esports is good because Faze Esports does well. Faze Esports is fine. They don't have problems like Faze Media ever did. But I think a lot of the problems stem from the fact that they kept trusting in Banks and Temper and these guys who they've repeatedly seen can break their trust.
Growing. You know, Faze Media is still in a bit of a rebuild. It's burning a bit of cash. So
the media side, the streamers, the content, was just an add-on they were happy to offload. They got the esports teams they actually wanted, plus $9.5 million in cash for selling half of something they considered a bonus. But GameSquare got paid twice. In November of 2024, they entered into a $10 million convertible note transaction with Matt Kalish. To translate, Matt Kalish gave them another $10 million in cash to pay off some other random debt, and in return, he could either take shares in GameSquare itself or claim their remaining 25.5% stake in Faze Media. By April 1st, 2025, the deal closed. GameSquare's remaining equity was transferred to Matt Kalish, making him the single largest.
I see, so he did do a cash grab. He took the equity. He knew what he was doing.
Largest shareholder of Faze Media with 75.5% ownership.
Founder of DraftKings is Matt Kalish, who is on the board at Faze.
So, to recap, GameSquare bought FaZe Clan for $14 million in stock, then sold half of the company back to Banks and Kalish for $20 million in cash, and still got to keep the part of the company they actually wanted, the esports teams. Meanwhile, Matt Kalish had poured over $30 million into the revival of FaZe, and once he got majority ownership, he started trying to recoup that money. From day one, Banks and Kalish seemed closely aligned.
What's going on, buddy?
Matt, you're on vlog right now.
In August of 2024, Banks...
So basically, first he took all the money, invested it, and then he was like, I need my bread back. And these guys can provide the returns at the rate he was asking for.
Said on a podcast that Banks Group
That's how
owns
it
the
goes
majority of
sometimes.
FaZe Media.
So Faze Media is a company that we just set up a couple months back. Banks Group actually owns the majority of it now. 74.5%, I believe, is what it is, finally.
And just days after Kalish received GameSquare's 25.5%, Banks tweeted out that he owned 100%.
Aiden Ross claims he owns 20% of FaZe Clan.
Faze Media, which I'm pointing out because he's essentially framing the two of them as just one entity, almost like they're inseparable. By May 2025, conversations about restructuring Faze started happening. At this point, money was flowing one way. Faze funded talent, covering 6 figures per month in rent, content costs, staff, food, but wasn't seeing anything really come back.
How does the business of Faze work now? Like
the shittiest sponsors, that's their fault. I'm not gonna lie. Silky was getting paid. I think Silky said on the podcast, allegedly he was getting paid $5K. Faze said, and then he went and asked for the same thing, and the company offered him a lot more. I think it was 30K compared to the 5K. They don't know how to negotiate, or they're fleecing and lying.
Who owns Faze?
Obviously, we don't
somewhere.
own a crazy amount because we're not the ones who put up millions of dollars a month to do the house, millions of dollars for employees, for content, or whatever.
They'd signed sponsorship deals with G Fuel and 4Loko worth millions, but millions go quick when you're bankrolling an entire content operation. Leadership started negotiating a revenue split with talent. Rumors online speculated 80-20. Talent keeps 80% and Faze takes 20% of everything. Twitch revenue, YouTube ad money, sponsorships, the whole works.
They were supposed to sign a contract where they would be giving up 20% of their income to join Faze.
I'm gonna be honest. You guys freaking out about 20%? That is not crazy.
This is like 2 months ago.
20%? That's like a market rate.
Initially, not much came from these early talks. Faze kept paying rent, covering content costs. Meanwhile, the talent kept growing. Stream viewerships rising, subscriber counts climbing. The guys
Damn, bro, this is literally like a couple months ago.
and Faze were printing money as some of the biggest names on the internet, and Faze was still paying most of their expenses.
I live in an $80,000 a month house with all of my best friends. I get to wake up whenever I want. I get to go live whenever I want, and I get to do whatever I want for free. And then I get to make 100% of the money I make from it. How can I not sit here and be blessed?
Then on June 27th, something interesting happened. A trademark was filed for a talent agency called Hardscope. But the funny thing is, it was filed by Faze Media.
Because Matt Kalish probably owned most of Faze Media at
By
that
the end of the
point.
summer, two things happened. First, after a series of
Who remembers this? Yo, get rich, buy MLG coin, buy MLG coin. Another bank scam.
drama that Banks was constantly at the center of, the talent asked him to step down publicly from his
Allegedly.
role as CEO. Banks doesn't make content, and the backlash from his actions ultimately fell into the talent's chats. They were the ones left answering for it. So he stepped down.
Faze Banks stepped down as CEO of Faze Clan.
Banks had just recently stepped down as CEO.
There's a lot of being handled in the back end that y'all just don't need to know about.
Second, after negotiations continued to escalate, one member decided to leave Faze entirely.
Yes. Max was early. Don't get it wrong. He wasn't wrong. He was just early.
I'm leaving Faze.
People
like
saying
I
it
just
was
said,
dumb.
I can't fully go
It's
into depth why I'm
insane how
leaving
it went
Faze,
down.
but I am leaving.
Blackboy Max said he wanted to build something that he actually owned and shared concerns over what control talent actually had.
And person who introduced me tells me, according to my assistant and my creative director at the time, who were sitting in on all calls because they're on my team, tell me I have to fire my manager and get rid of him, or I can't be here.
Which is valid, because if
And here I was. Yo, they should really, but I don't think Max would go for it if they made another group and added Max in there.
Faze can make the houses, the furniture, and the staff appear, they can also make it disappear. As negotiations continued, Hardscope was going. The agency started hiring employees, started to make a portfolio piece based on the success of Faze Clan. By mid-November, logos were being finalized. Long-term Faze employees were being transitioned.
Wait, what?
To the new agency. It was becoming clear that Hardscope was the future of the business for Matt Kalish. Then he made it his full-time focus. Matt Kalish announced that he was stepping down from his role as the president of DraftKings, a company he co-founded 12 years ago and turned into a billion-dollar behemoth.
I decided to leave DraftKings and transition out to do this full-time to launch Hardscope, which is kind of the platform that Faze operates on. You know, I felt like it was the right time for me to go all in on that, and I'm really excited to be doing it.
In his announcement post on LinkedIn, he teased what was coming next, a new platform focused on the creator economy. But he closed with something that, in hindsight, sounds a bit eerie. It reads, "While I am keeping the details close to the vest until mid-December..."
Damn. Mid-December is when it dropped.
Those who know me understand my
news.
DraftKings DNA runs deep. In everything we do, we always play to compete fiercely.
Yo. Bro's
The official
plotting.
launch of Hardscope happened at the Streamer Awards.
Welcome to the 5th annual Streamer Awards.
The same night that Faze Clan hit a new high. The same night multiple Faze members stapled their names into internet history. The same night Faze was crowned the best content org for the second year in a row.
And the Streamer Award goes to Faze Clan.
Okay.
Hardscope's launch video ran multiple times throughout the event, broadcasting how they revived Faze Clan and were now opening their services to
So they basically became a talent agency.
creators and brands alike. That's when conversations ended and ultimatums began. Sign a contract or get out.
You know when this started though? We just won a fucking stream org of the year game. That same night went to hell, chat. We didn't even have time to celebrate. That same night, cooked. GG.
It was genuinely perfect for 2 years, bro. Back-to-back orgs of the year. Like the guys were crushing it. Everybody was doing their own thing.
That must have been
the infrastructure
crushing.
that was put around Faze the last 2 years.
That's hard, bro. Props to Ron, props to Rage, props to everyone, because they just got back to work. They didn't take a long ass break. Not gonna name names, but somebody we've been waiting on for a long time. Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
It's just sad, you know. It's really fucking sad to see, but
Have time to
I mean,
celebrate.
hopefully it gets better.
That same night, cooked. GG.
It was genuinely perfect for 2 years, bro. Back-to-back orgs of the year. Like the guys were crushing it. Everybody was doing their own thing. I just think the infrastructure that was put around Faze the last 2 years.
It was shit infrastructure. There was no infrastructure.
Years. I don't know what's going on. I don't know
I thought
how
missed
it even
something.
led
My
to
bad,
that.
chat.
Like things can get so bad that everyone's forced out because of just stupid deals. An org isn't anything without the talent.
The entirety of Faze, both the streamers who had just joined and those who'd been a part of it for over a decade, officially left the.
You know what I thought about? Matt Gibbs is so rich, he could have just spent all that money just to get it invested so he could kickstart the Hardscope thing and make the bread back there.
Org.
Yo, chat, y'all
If
seen
he
the news?
realized he wasn't going to recoup his money there.
I don't want to be cliche. I don't want to drag this, but as you can tell by the title, I left Faze, and it's really something, like I said, I don't want to be cliche, but something I never really expected to say.
Like, this was definitely premeditated in some sort of a sense. There's no way. I don't get it.
That obviously it was in our best intention to.
Bro, I was waiting for the stream for so long, and then it was so awkward when they came in because Silky was just on the TV. Look at him, bro. You get the game in the back
I have
too.
officially left
You
Faze
get the
Clan. It is
NBA
sad,
game
man.
on. It was
It
literally
really,
live.
really is sad. Especially for me, man. We got so close to fixing it, and we just won org of the year, and it's sad, bro. It is. Even now, talking about it, it's sad.
Yeah, watching that video, it was actually sad.
14 years later, that this is how it will be coming to an end, man.
You could tell he doesn't even know what to say.
Here's the thing, I don't really think anyone's the villain here. It's hard to blame Matt Kalish for wanting to recoup the $30 million he poured into this thing. And the direction he's taking with Hardscope, it's objectively a more.
I think what went wrong here is miscommunication, bad overall business practice, bad infrastructure, and then just like you can't give someone a deal and then switch up the deal a year into it.
Sustainable business model. Something they can actually scale in ways a content group never could. As for the talent, if those contracts had been on the table from day one, a lot of them probably would have signed. But you can't expect them to sign now. Not when they're this big. Not when they've seen what happens when someone else controls your brand. Because Faze proved it. Twice. Social media is a business now. And if you don't own what you build, someone else will decide what happens to it.
This was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I gave up my entire adult life to this. I have never made not one singular dollar outside of my salary via Faze. Not selling it, not buying it, raising money. Where's the money? I'm this fucking guy who's trying to take everything from everybody. Where is it?
You don't have it because you did bad business practices and you lost it.
Then why the am I millions of dollars in debt?
You still got a lot of Chrome Hearts though. I don't know where that money came from.
When it comes to Banks and what he owns, things get pretty blurry fast. And from the surface, it looks like Hardscope falls under Faze Media, which would mean that if Banks still owns his shares of Faze Media, he'd technically be a part owner of this new talent agency. You know, the one that's now the full-time focus of a multi-billionaire with a proven track record of scaling companies to insane heights? Banks has tiptoed around this topic. From what I've seen, he's never publicly said he sold his shares. He's just said that he's not involved in Faze, but has never spoken a word of Hardscope. But all in all, the real problem with Faze was never the people. It was always the same impossible question. How do you turn magic into a business without killing the magic?
You can't.
Faze Media, Banks, and Kalish still own the
You can, but you can't sell out then. You gotta be like the Sidemen.
IP for Faze. Can it ever exist
Everything's
again?
equal.
No wallets in their hands because they technically own the IP.
Yeah.
They could, at this point, you know, Matt Kalish has enough money to just let that die if he wants to, you know, and just like never sell it again. And I don't know. Really, anything could happen.
Would you?
Damn, bro, I could tell Rain. It's just sad for Rain to talk about this.
want to see Faze revive, come back from the dead once again, even if that meant that you couldn't be a part of it?
I don't envision that it's going to be attempted to be revived, but maybe I'm wrong. I really don't know.
I think everybody's kind of like just defeated at this point. They've given up. Like they've always had a sliver of hope. Maybe even me, like why I still live in LA? Like why the f do I still live in LA? Like I've been in this apartment for 5 years. I fucking hate it. Why do I live here? Maybe like the whole time I lived here, like I wanted to move, but there was a sliver of hope. Maybe something will change in Faze. I want to make sure I'm here for it. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason.
I think part of me needs to just bury it and move on with my life. As hard as it is, like I always love it. I always wish for the logo in the.
It hurts because they took it back and they embraced it and they brought it up again, and then the same thing happened twice.
Company to be successful. I just don't know what that would mean if it came back again.
The ultimate downfall of Faze Clan highlights the fundamental problem with the business model behind content groups. We've seen it time and again. They're destined to fail. The only group that has truly stood the test of time is the Sidemen, and the reason why is pretty simple. They own the company themselves. Every member has equal shares and voting power. But most importantly, their friendship is priority number one. And that's what makes Faze Clan's story so tragic. They had that too once, but as the business evolved, it shredded everything that the logo once stood for.
The reason Faze fell apart is there was no glue in the foundation of our friendship. What makes me sad is like, no way we built something that low-key just changed the internet. It did. And yet we built something so beautiful, yet don't have an unbreakable bond.
This is a core internet history moment.
That alone tells me that there was no saving Faze, because if the brotherhood wasn't there, Faze isn't there.
I think as things got bigger, as a lot more people got involved, I think everyone just grew apart and just had different things we focused on outside of Faze. That's like a normal life thing anyways, you grow apart from people, but throw in all this, and it's just like, you know what really sucked the most was the only time that we would talk was about problems.
In 2021, I actually was dealing with severe financial issues because I paid $1 billion in medical bills.
I think he talked about this before, but this is like a bad time. This is what I'm talking about. This is why he doesn't get credited.
Insane family expenses, taxes, of course. I was getting rinsed left and right while making no income, and Faze knew that, and they wanted to give me a lump sum of like, what, $500K that they owed me, and they said, but sign an NDA, we're not paying it. Called my mom. I said, Mom,
is that allowed? Can they do that to him if they owe him?
Trying to hold this money over my head. I know we need it. I'll sell my cars. I'll sell my jewelry. I'll sell whatever the it takes. I'm not doing it. And I love my family because they were proud. Later, I'm back.
I do still have.
Damn. Yeah. Well, of course you got emotional, bro. This is I'm telling you mentally. This is what ruined him, bro. You can't do that to a person, and then it's.
Feel the human emotions of being sad, thinking if I think too deep of it or look back at old videos or whatever, like it gives me a really weird feeling in my stomach.
Okay, my bad. What were you saying?
Yeah, I think we were just talking about
oh, the NDAs and stuff.
Yeah, bro, that's
not my bad, because that time is so sensitive for me, bro. Like, because again, one thing I don't like is like I'm the only one that didn't sign the NDA, and like when they were trying to force me to get the money,
bro, that's insane that they just told him just sign the NDA if you need the money. Well, they know the situation he's in more than anyone else online, and even the people online know what was going on. It's insane. There's some shitty ass friends. Fuck Bankstein.
They knew everything I was going through. I don't know if Apex did too much, but Tommy and Banks kept saying, "I don't see the problem. Sign the NDA. What do you want us to do?"
Like what?
It just fucked me up, bro, because they did not see a singular issue with them holding money over my head and saying like, no, sign this NDA or we're not giving you shit.
If I was Ryan, I would never be friends with them again.
It's not the best. Unfortunately, where we're at, like, are we all ever going to be in the same room again? No, probably not. Like, I was going to say maybe when someone dies, but I think even if someone dies, like, I don't know if everybody, like, I can't tell you who would show up and who wouldn't.
Some of us will never be able to get it out of our system, bro, because it's such a one-on-one experience. Like, I'll never get to be a kid again, right? So I'll never get to build my childhood dream as a kid and watch it come to fruition. I'll just never have that again.
You know, I have just a deep love genuinely for like Faze. Everything to do with Faze. All the people that were in it, all the people that supported it. Just sucks that most people are going to remember it for the nastiness that kind of happened. But like people that know, the people that experience that feeling that I'm talking about that I can't put into words. No, and I just love connecting with people that have that.
Sad, man. It's sad the way they had to let this shit go out.
Same feel. And I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this are those people too. So, you know, I'll be on the internet watching and figuring out where to plug in, like I said. But yeah, nothing much to say. But thank you guys for having me on it, and you know, shout out to everybody that supported Faze at any point. I appreciate it.
All right, chat. That was a W. That was a W. W vid from Golf Court. Y'all on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all comment down below what y'all want me to react to next, or the types of videos or games y'all want me to post on the channel. And also, there are gonna be more streamer clips going up daily, obviously. So turn on post notifications and also leave a like if y'all enjoy it.